This is an exclusive excerpt from the Stuff File program with Peter Anthony Holder.
You know, if you think the lyrics to Jimi Hendrix's Purple Haze say something about kissing a guy, you're not alone. According to Eric Barberio of KissThisGuy.com, which is an archive of funny, misheard lyrics submitted by users, tons of people think the part where Hendrix sings, "Excuse me while I kiss the sky," actually think they say, "Excuse me while I kiss this guy." It's one of thousands of misheard lyrics each and every day. On the line with us to talk about it is Eric Barberio of KissThisGuy.com. Hi, Eric.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thanks for being on the program with us. I've mentioned this to other people before, but I'll mention it to you. On Facebook, I occasionally go to your website and take one of the lyrics and put it up on my Facebook page, and the people who line up underneath it to look at the lyrics, laugh at the lyrics, add to the lyrics, it is really an infectious thing. How did this all get started with you guys?
Well, originally, the site was created by a gentleman out in California, and he was basically almost scrapbooking it. He was just keeping, handwritten records, and he eventually moved it onto the web several years ago, and it started to gain in popularity. I had known him for a little while, and myself and some other investors, we bought the website from him, and since then have been expanding it. But he and I both shared that appreciation for just mishearing lyrics, and then we expanded upon what he originally had done. So there's a little more interactivity for the users out there, but the basic premise is the same. We just, we enjoy music, but at the same time, we certainly enjoy all the mistakes we make with lyrics, and we have a lot of fun with it.
Now, when you go through the list, some of them, I mean, they're all rather hilarious, but you look at some of them and you think, okay, this cannot be coming from someone whose first language is English. It's got to be. Some of them are just so out there.
Yeah, they are, and not to get too statistical, but the misheard lyrics really kind of fall into a range, and you have what we would call a true misheard lyric. It just really sounds like it. You play it over and over and over again, and it sounds like it. And then you have other ones that are really parodies, where somebody just they hear the lyrics and they sort of make up a rhyme that sort of sounds like it, but it's more in the parody column. The other category is really where you're going, and that is either they don't have a good grasp of English, or they may have been even impaired, and they just sort of catch things a little bit different than you would maybe if you had all your wits.
Well,
and we get all of them on the website.
I was going to bring up the parody aspect of it because I was wondering how many of these things percentage-wise can you say are a parody, or are they just out and out misheard lyrics?
Yeah, that's a great question. You're the first interviewer to ask the site that question, and it's probably close to 50%. You have 50% that are just solid, great misheard lyrics, and it sounds like it over and over again, and the others are possibly very funny, but more like parody, where it's someone just kind of Weird Al Yankovic-like making fun of a song.
One of the ones that gets the most response whenever I put it up on the site, "The girl with colitis goes by."
Yeah, it's one of the top 5 of all time.
Really?
Oh, yeah, and that was on Will and Grace, used that misheard lyric on their TV show one time or another. So that's a very famous one. KissThisGuy.com, of course, from Purple Haze, or that lyric from Purple Haze, is in the top 5 as well. Queen, their Bohemian Rhapsody, and Led Zeppelin. Stairway to Heaven is a huge one. A lot of people hear "There's a wino down the road" when he says, "As we wind on down the road." It's a good one.
Another one of my favorite is, "I've got flu, rickets, and parasites."
Oh, that's good. Good.
That's also.
Okay. I'm looking at right here, the Eagles, Hotel California.
Right.
We haven't had that spirit here since 1969. One of the famous lyrics from it. Actually, thousands of people mishearing it as "We haven't had aspirin here since 1969."
And I remember there was a comedian by the name of Jeff Ross, who does use the line in his stand-up routine, "Hold me closer, Tony Danza."
Yeah, that's the Elton John song as well. Yeah, that's a pretty popular one. Definitely. There's let's see, in the rock category, we've got AC/DC famous song "Shook Me All Night Long." She was a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. It was Misheard. Obviously, modern day, she was a fax machine. She kept her modem clean. Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Now,
and it really does sound like that if you listen to it. But there were no modems or faxes when that song first came out.
generally speaking, when songs are misheard, are they from a certain era or a certain genre? In other words, pop, rock songs from the 50s or from the 60s or 70s, or dance tunes or whatever.
Another good question, and it's not so much era-based, but it is genre-based, and you'll find more rock and more pop without question. And the reason why it seems to be anyway, there's simply more music production behind it. A lot more instrumentation. The voices are many times sort of the background, and the music is in the front with those types of music. So that's where we kind of see that tendency. Country, you don't see it quite as much because it's much more vocal-based. Rap, though, you do see it as well, but again, it typically has to be the more heavy-produced stuff where it's not just the lyrical base.
I know ABBA keeps coming up quite a bit, too. A couple of the catch my eye are See That Girl, Watch Her Scream, Kicking the Dancing Queen. And if you change your mind, Jackie Chan, I'm the first in line, Jackie Chan.
If you pulled that from the site, that is one that stopped us in our tracks. One of the people that sort of do up our general editing, and they sent it over to me because again they thought that was hilarious. And of course, when the song came out, Jackie Chan was completely unknown. So that it's younger people listening to songs, and in this case, the story behind that particular one, and it's very odd that I would even remember it, so you picked a good one. It was a mother-daughter. The daughter was hearing the song and was like, "What? Why are they saying Jackie Chan?" So that the kids mishearing some of the music that isn't from their generation is fabulous. My daughter does it all the time with Michael Jackson music, so it's fun to see what the kids do with it.
And for me, it's kind of interesting when you hear somebody make mistakes with the lyric, and the lyric is the title. Like, I would never think, and I grew up in the 70s, I would never think that someone would get Staying Alive wrong, but steak and knife, I don't get it.
Yeah, about 20 to 30% relate pretty much just to the title, or if not, a very, very key lyric, not like an embedded lyric from the main body of the song. It typically is title or very key chorus lyric.
I was actually
I don't know why either.
I was actually a theater usher when Grease came out, and I saw the movie over and over again, so I can understand how people could mistake the lyrics in the song. But I still get a kick out of, and I have two with the same lyrics. I've got chairs and multipliers, and I'm losing control. And the other one is, I've got shoes, they're made of plywood. I've heard them both.
But have you heard, I've got kids and they're multiplying? Because that's another one that we...
Haven't heard that one.
Yeah, that one just increased in frequency because we usually try to check to see how many people are mishearing the same song.
And since I am indeed calling you from Canada, and so many people think that we are nothing but a cold country, I'm not surprised that some people think our anthem is, "Oh Canada, we stand on cars and freeze."
Yep, we've heard that. We've heard that one.
Do you have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite? I kind of don't, and it's probably because I'm inundated with all of these things, and I also grew up, I'm the youngest of 9 kids and have, so 8 older siblings, and I know music from all the different genres. I have so many, it's hard to pinpoint. However, definitely some of the misheards from Queen that I like, the Bohemian Rhapsody. There's the one lyric, because if you ever look at the real lyrics, they're actually quite difficult, but there's the one line, Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? And,
right.
And I've misheard it as in when I was a young child, as Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the damn tango?
And
of course, I didn't know what I was really saying. I'm like, that's what it sounds like. And I remember telling my older brother, and then he proceeded to make fun.
And of course, we can't forget Slow Motion Walter, the fire engine guy.
That's a great one. That's just another classic. Because if you listen to the song and say it slowly, you can hear it. There's another one, James Taylor, another classic song, Fire and Rain. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen fire and I've seen rain.
Well, since you don't have a favorite, can you think of any that when you heard it for the first time really made you laugh out loud?
Oh boy, probably the where is this at? The Eagles. The Eagles. That one used to put me on the floor. I mean, now I've just heard it so many times that it doesn't have the same impact. But Hotel California, where it's cool wind in my hair, I heard it as Cool Whip in my hair. and another one is the England Dan song. What is that? The Slow Wind. And it has the lyrics where I'm not talking about moving in. I'm not talking about moving in. And I heard it that I'm not talking about the linens. So those two would always just make me laugh.
People can go to the website, which is kissthisguy.com, and can they add stuff to it, or is there anything left to add?
Oh, that is what the amazing thing is. First of all, this country produces over 40,000 different records and songs per year. So you have all this new music coming, and then you have all of the people that may not have heard songs that might be just very commonplace to you. Younger generations haven't heard it. So you have all these different opportunities. So actually, it's quite the opposite. We get new data, and it's growing exponentially. So we're well over 100,000 now. In fact, we might even be nearing the 200,000 mark, and we keep getting more and more every day. So it's really neat, and you see a lot where a lot of that growth is some of our greatest music from the 70s and 80s. You're seeing now a lot of the younger generations listening to that music with their parents, and they're jumping on the site. And you can add, you can become a member, and just like YouTube, you submit, it gets reviewed. We try to screen as best as possible for obscenities and things that are inappropriate. But other than that, people can pretty much post it. If it's silly, that's great. If it's not so funny, it's up to the user to put it out there.
A lot of great stuff indeed. Again, the website is kissthisguy.com. Eric, I thank you very, very much for taking the time to be on the program with us.
Thank you for having me.
Eric Barberio of kissthisguy.com. You can go to my website at thestufffile.com, go to the What's On page for this show, which is number 0046, and you'll find the links to their site.
You've just heard an exclusive excerpt from the Stuff File program with Peter Anthony Holder. To hear any or all of the full hour-long shows, visit thestufffile.com. Stuff is spelled S-T-U-P-H. That's thestufffile.com. A presentation of Flying Fish Communications.